My mencha no mencha what here for. Now no na me catch the Captain Smart say it's unfortunate say Kissi Agyabeng I na adwen so obetwa that the lumba remes amano. So when is how kwano man that the lumba the boss anyu.
That's right.
And say Kissi Agyabeng etwa na remes. And yes, I share his frustration that we are said basically because as young people, he's relatively young.
That's right.
He has been in practice for quite a while. Hope he said Jumadi or Modia Shannon say, and can obey I leave a certain legacy, be a level imprint on the minds of especially the young guys. There was a young man who came as a special prosecutor. Kissi Agyabeng, or by he took on cases, high profile individuals within government, and no one buy, and in the end, or buying a Masebi, or no so just certain record or her, he will be proud of. Alaska. So when you walk into such an arena and you realize the very same government machinery now settle up, so come and fight corruption, rather than put impediment in your way, doing all they could in ensuring sa fight, will never see the light of a day. Alaska, you'll be frustrated, and then I'll result in the kind of lamentation, the kind of frustration or sell it out there. But I keep telling people, are we surprised? Are you surprised? The answer is no. Because the ordinary Ghanaian, my culture answer na special prosecutor office in Ebano, and I think the WhatsApp program is about 2-3 years ago. And I have told you, office of the special prosecutor in the first place was a useless creation.
Very well.
Because a federal burden on the taxpayer, setting up institutions. We have to finance them and then say by logistics, personnel, that kind of financing, a challenge man. But you better a year, Juma Crano, a home air demano. Yeah, they are not a kakake, but they needed incentive over here. They are operating onya. So, what is the essence in creating that particular office of the special prosecutor? When fire 1992 constitution, a creative avenue rooms for us, you perceive fighting corruption in Alaska. You were all the institutions we need, apart from the AG. Yawo yoko also over the year financial crimes and as a forum no almost him sa SFO na buy and year no financial crimes and as a forum. On the other side, human rights we no yawo shraj or ha or no so no no they all have challenges. And the question is if government is really committed to the fight against corruption, what we need is that actual political will on the part of government to say indeed I am committed and I will liberate the AG. Men with the prosecutorial powers and authority from the constitution. All that it takes, on setting up these institutions, on taking up issues of corruption, on prosecuting among for. But we live in a country where the Attorney General no see itself as part of the establishment, not to the people of Ghana.
Very well.
The Attorney General thinks his allegiance is to the president and the party that brought them to power. But his allegiance isn't to the constitution of Ghana, isn't to the people, and isn't to Ghana. So this is the disconnect. So at the end of the day, the office of the special prosecutor is done in such a way, even where Obe taking up cases, not the special prosecutor, no, and I say we ain't good with data. The Attorney General, no, ain't good with data. He can file for discontinuation of the case. So I know where lies the so-called independent special prosecutor. Where lies his independent? When in the discharge of his core offensive mandate in the no. Attorney General bet me subject to any whichever way they are.
At the end of the day, you report to the Attorney General. Exactly.
So Alaska tell us the opposite of fighting corruption and yet those offices, but there should be some kind of a political will on the part of government to say. This AG, ne other institutions no fight mess it up. The state will go after you. Alaska, over the years, cases and issues of corruption, Mekasa Boba, you lose track on the count. I want to be mobile. Then you sit down to ask yourself, what has been the measure our government in any of those cases? Yet me, I'll go into Yahoo issue by a minor room, and in the end, this is the positive outcome of that particular case. Can you get any? None. We had instances, but be a case in the bar. The president or the executive authority, na nkasa kra ewedi in. Now I clear the panel. So I know the Makacho said, if you look at the nature of our politics and the kind of governance we practice here, when an executive president with overwhelming executive authority, as somebody is not guilty. As a state institution, you operate under the president, you can't indict the person.
No.
Because indicting that person means the president is a liar. So psychologically, your work will gear toward fine-tuning the president comments. And any of these instances, a president, Alaska, Obian guilty. And again, the office of the special prosecutor, the intent wasn't to fight corruption within government. Nana Akufo-Addo found it quite convenient. There is a guy out there who is so peeved, very angry about his own party, Martin Amidu, as an NDC person. So he had this banter with the NDC, go back and forth on social media. So Akufo-Addo thought he could exploit the anger of Martin Amidu, and use his anger while directed into going against his own people.
So that was the motive.
That was the whole motive. But Martin Amidu is somebody, he's an independent-minded person. You can't subject him to those string controls, your conveniences, and as a form. So when he got into the office and he realized, no, I am working. This is a person with the requisite experience. Has been there, Attorney General for quite a long time. I'm told to say he's one of the longest serving deputy attorney general. My experience in so such a person, you cannot direct and maneuver the way he should operate. And he realized corruption it deep into the fabrics of this government, and that there is the need as a special prosecutor and to uproot corruption from this. It was just a tip of the iceberg. The finance minister, the executive director, why were moving in and out of his house trying to convince him. Say, report na watch about the Japan deal. No, man, in a bar, a good government anymore. The whole essence of setting up the office of the special prosecutor was to fight crime. So if he has unearthed crime within government, I didn't know it's on yeah.
I was sorry about one thing.
Mama for you. So why say insisted he shouldn't bring it out? So I know the day, his effort to say or go after persons of interest within government and even outside government, Yeah, Alaska. State, wasn't interested. That commitment wasn't there. So, and especially doom for Martin Amidu. And it got to a point he realized, no. This particular enterprise here, it's a useless enterprise. Because I know the day, the people who set me up to fight corruption, they are the very people who are stealing, who are robbing this particular state. I am telling you, for instance, when I was owner of Ahonto FM, not Chrono Kosoa. One we are inside. Now I confess security is on my gate. Now on check from for or better from for another. Because security need to gate and I will say inside and we are. Also we are boss who do high and check out. So I know the day you can never find the thief. It's exactly the kind of conundrum Uncle put you in.
And for some machine endorsement.
Me say, oh say from for high and what's a baby and Danya. Won't to mention the money in ye. Oh, we are now to get.
And do to get to walk from home.
Yes, and we are. And that is exactly what is happening. So, Martin Amidu anti-me and fighting, and I'm a catcher. You see, fighting corruption, personality play quite a crucial role.
Okay.
Because Martin Amidu is a strong person with strong conviction. It's not somebody I wait to manipulating the sakake. Now, Alaska Sebi. Yeah, the funeral to yes, went to me and Peter and a bit me.
Ah.
Ofunu da ho Yesu abom paye obebo asase su nyina ofunu ni so nsore yesi enkofa Peter na Peter menyane no na corruption Martin Amidu antimi am fight. Do you think Kissi Agyabeng betimi fight that corruption? That is a reality because Kissi Agyabeng over the years, you see people who appointed him, realize that he's one of us.
Okay.
He's been part and parcel of us. So for him, dear, don't worry about him. Unlike Martin Amidu, we call haywire, yentimi control. For him, we can easily manipulate, control him. It is at the back of that thinking, and he didn't buy. Thinking, he can easily be manipulated. But also buy over he has to do something. Or start here, catch the kind of your friends saying populist campaign and not embarking on.
We discuss it here.
Press conferences in as a forum, attracting unnecessary attention to himself and staff. And today, he's out there. The beef has to do with cases or their court, high profile cases, and in a court not turning it down. You see, this is a guy, he has been in the classroom. Alaska, when you are in the classroom teaching law, it's a free ride. Sometimes some of the things you tell your student may not even be true, but nobody is there to challenge you.
Okay.
So it's free ride.
Because school
So it's a rosy ride for you. Just can't the other can be but in the courtroom is different. I am not saying I support the judiciary, but in the courtroom is different. So the mere fact that with the case is alcohol, able to go doesn't necessarily mean say if you the good case call and able to go here. Exactly. And in the ruling, the court has cited procedural impropriety and those kind of stuff. So they find reason in why year 2 cases not good. So it means that what as a person, you also have to do something. And again, why I share his frustration is that, you see, Kissi Agyabeng, Office of the Special Prosecutor, isn't a private entity.
Okay.
And some your friends saying private PI entity be a all year for a private gains and as for this is a state institution financed by the state. The oil and say, oh boy, I'm going to fight corruption. So at the preliminary stage where I'll try to freeze assets to do some of these things, and at the preliminary stages, and some of the things that you have to do, and some of what you mean walking into the substantive matter. Well, Kissi Agyabeng the oil cases beyond why you're going to any of the substantive though. And the preliminary stages no go to. So on your private entity. Now, your state entity, the object of his office is to help state fight corruption. Court, must be in the know, and you help him achieve that.
Exactly.
Not by going infringing on the right of others, but even where you think that something has gone wrong, you have a way of and you just managing the situation. Sabaya, and then now will go through. So when they go into the main case, now say when Timia win the case now, he cannot complain. But at the preliminary stage where you intend to freeze assets, time now or say so I know the day you end up aiding and abetting these criminals who find the court as a safe haven.
Exactly.
And
make you look bad.
Alaska state institution elsewhere. Make sure say US abra your friends sa attack ni see is it September 11th, realizing say CIA collaborate with the FBI within and kasa attack Nancy as part of the resolution they ended henceforth there should be your friends saying intersectoral collaboration among the security agencies. And we CIA your friends say CIA are more external jurisdiction. Or more jurisdiction external. The FBI have internal jurisdiction. And they are more tracking those Arabian guys when you take it everywhere USA or more flying academy in as a forum. They ended there. I sent commodity that information no more FBI within. Now come on to investigation. So and I'm so money internal jurisdiction into they ended there, they didn't communicate. So when those guys entered the country, it was a free ride for them.
And I'm to succeed here.
Almost succeed here with attack. So these are state institutions. There must be some collaboration among them because the intent and the object is to help fight against corruption. It's not as if your friends say Kissi Agyabeng pursue certain private interest be. And I say some personal vendetta be no against these individuals now or take away on them. He's fighting for the state. Sika ye perceive say sebi obi awia. Oman sika ye perceive say obi afa. Eno ho asem na ye ka. Enti say ye ka eno ho asem a the state institution, the state agencies must be interested. Na ye nyina ye moa na ye on net some of these things. Na sa ankwaya sa na court seem to say we taking a certain absolute position. Case in the baby case in the baby botwagu. And you see, the man here dangerous. They say, Kissi Agyabeng resist these concerns at the time. Public confidence and trust in the judiciary no crown so as under ball.
That's right.
So, as I'm not a commit to reaffirm the existing public perception. Say, court no corrupt, and the court they demand the government of the day. Government of the day in this instance because individuals now women people are more working for a bank. And then the money is very dangerous, And we are trying to say you wash the integrity and then court running moyam our bedroom amani trust wom. You may not met and make can be a say one in the jar no sa not here. One hour come back as I not here, or be there come back as I not here. But this is somebody from within coming to tell us court, doing all it can to obstruct him from doing what he's doing. Alaska, it might not be entirely true, like I told you. But court, you don't expect free rides. Men are me Kissi Agyabeng, men are me special prosecutor and Tema Bantino. They may pay amonya mame. It can't happen that way. But the consistency, na esi, na okasa asem na, it commit to affect the public perception. And court is court because of the trust and nipa ewo wom.
That's right.
My God said, "There be my lord, my lord." No, what's the court? And I had some new edit with him. Who didn't say no? Because Obian Hoya Lord, oh, a reverence. Yade, ya attach it to those things. Sabaya public, say ruling Bible until Alaska, Nipan Sorum fast kind of two.
That's right.
And we accord them that reverence. Anna, ama, yes, I am man woho. But say, who abuse that particular thing, a time will come, I'm from how serious.
I'm a Jeffrey one second.
Exactly. People will not take you serious anymore. And we've gotten to the point that public perception, grow on the fact say the judiciary, is working in tandem with government, and the Omoye BI to ensure say government interest will prevail.
Well.
Over the years, you on social media platform, your friends say unanimous 4, unanimous 7, unanimous 8, judicial ruling ever from the Supreme Court. The ordinary person will sit on radio and say, ruling we nyansa.
That's right.
It shouldn't get there, but here we are. So as a court, you have the duty to redeem your image. But my God, it is not about you thinking in the court, thinking that you are doing the right thing. It is about doing the right thing, and that same right thing, the public never just said this is the right thing. Because justice now was serving, it's not for Pakistanis. Yes, and not for Gambia
But it's for Ghanaians.
It's for Ghanaians. So for Ghanaians to accept and respect that particular ruling, they need to find sense and reasoning in it. Alaska, and reputational damage, na echo on social media. And we can say, "Mami, we are about money." Na our duty. Yes. Or duty say obeti me aboa. Na the your friends saying tattered image of your judiciary, You beti me afa. They are tinted no amagana ni enya hotoso. Because we've gotten to a point Alaska and they executive na tip on goso executive. Okanyans asem chairman they don't even care. Judiciary okwa your parliament here abaye partisan football na ye born The interest of the ordinary Ghanaian, damn it, is the interest of parties. And I project baby, a man for bedin say account time say, oh, ministers way, approve the following the uncle, no more the Nigerian approve no more go through. So trust and confidence is not there. So the last resort, the judiciary. Now judiciary, I criticize you. Kissi Agyabeng, the special prosecutor, you and Kaku found in the fire. Today is saying, say, Alaska. How do you help build the public confidence and trust in these institutions? So I think we need to, you see, as a Kissi Agyabeng, you can take it literally just like that. But I can't just say politics. And this whole thing, I try on perception.
Exactly.
Politics, and so like I said, last time I catch you say, there are some tools Alaska per mile, so me a Christian in Yanko ni Makumum Tino, media manyame. Politics, yes, and some no, and for manyame.
I was all the time making sure.
Exactly. That perception, you need to kill it and rebuild a brander. Because most of the political decisions I'm for taking in, come at the back of how they are informed. And perception are a key. So whenever there is a negative impression out there as a politician, you need to change it. And yes, sir, that narrative will go against you. So say you can say judiciary corrupted, judiciary say judiciary is here. They should be interested. Now whatever it is, because as society, get out there, do any public survey. Listen to Ghanaians. Now be so the kind of trust that you all call to them. So a bedroom baby na say Kissi Agyabeng Bible and team can and then somehow can it make sense? For instance, Sir John case here a course.
That's right.
Our power to your friends to freeze assets in as well. On freezes or foul pending investigation in as a forum. Ma misi kabumi okosagu ni da mean. The same thing. And I know the day so or say or pay freeze assets in a man. That's also won't freeze. Now at the end of the day, woman need access to all these monies and then I say for not the head or by we are investigation
That's right.
What I say. So one way or the other, we are letting these people off the hook. At the end of the day, their cost and yet deterrent enough for we attention your very similar thing. That is why you see there is a broad day because a brand table crowd there, you say a Kissi Agyabeng non cross or Quachinada. A brand Flagstaff House,
you.
Court will give you order, and you're gonna come in TV that said court to me give you order, say, a moving chill in the next 10 years. Hey, Massa, It's very interesting. Yes.
Yes.
Court no say my uncle direct statement.
If you catch him,
yes, you face the consequences. So you see, these are the ordeals the gentleman is going through. So Obaye with a komapa, and the mistake he did was that I Ghana for the Biameka. Me say adwuma Yesu enti anya Peter ntimi Abraham atemi do aircon no. Nsam no rezi ye no. Na sa wo ba be fa na office na ye mpere nkonkofa.
And some are already.
Yes.
But when you tell me to cry, now we could tell you or to be my.
Sana tell me say asema matiami do kan ye no. Na sa we a very reasonable person. Wakuma dance over be ye adwuma. Ye mpere mfa nkonkofa adwuma no. You rather wait in. Na what ye nsem na oka no. Na what bisa ho say no kra na say no kra na say no kra wo ma. You need to have discussion with the nipa na appointed no. Say in the future, no, you will not go through such an ordeal before you accept the job. But Ghana ni ya pam no ono kraba bo ma ya twon ne ma freedom no ne dia begu. So quite the same treatment. Ghana coach is pam mo tell that here. Yes. Yeah pam no the aba no be bo ma ya twon ne ma freedom, but he forget said the ekono na ye ntua ne ka oba be face the same oba 1 month after not osu ye ntua me ka unua ne sa na ye ba wan support no. Sanity, Kissi Agyabeng go through. Then if Obi never buy the same ordeal now, so Alaska. The question is, yes, you are fighting corruption, and consistently state institutions are fighting corruption. You know, there is a deliberate crackdown on all of them, from the media to individuals. I said, we are say anti-corruption, activists and those kind of people. I want for more investigation in for under Akufo-Addo. Omunyina have become a victim under this particular government. What comes to our mind fresh? Wow, we need pay Amerswale. Until date, yenye investigation yanchi obia besin Kwakwan ya so ye di anase ani okruma say the na Akufo-Addo after telling Ghanaians that he will use the Anas principle no. Now he has come to his real senses, realizes that Anas principle no is no entrapment. Now no me catch Captain Smart say Alaska what copy market ye di corruption biada.
No
corruption ni obetobi ana ye corruption. What be that? Corruption is a business that is transacted in the dark.
That's right.
You can't just walk into the arena and say, macho.
So you must go there, you investigate in disguise.
Exactly. And these are tools agencies outside Ghana and other jurisdictions they employ to unearth some of these things, because it's a secret business. You need to go undercover to unearth them. And that is the modality Anas adopted. And over the years, we all celebrated him. To the extent that he was contracted by Professor Mills. Our port in some ACA. He has been contracted by other African leaders. BBC has been using him. Now we say Niama no more no senka tomra enka ombama no kwama na here. But these are strategies are employed by Anas has become an enemy. And he cannot live even in Ghana peacefully. And the life is in danger. Nobody is investigating. Investigative journalists said you more and go undercover and rather no omuyi omonim say investigation. Look at them. Wow, we need Manase and several other guys. Look at media houses are very critical of the government. You shut it down in the 21st century in a civilized democratic dispensation like Ghana. I bind to me sorry, waking up say yen close down radio station. And interestingly, you know, these radio stations in ended up to be opposition radio stations.
That's right.
Because we are very critical of the government. Now you're shutting it down. Nothing happened. Oh, Kuruma say.
But I'm not confused about refugees. I can't radio station.
Oh yes, yes. And these are buying for banners on also cast or shut it down. Yeah, first a radio station and your opposition. And I'm like I say, I brought about Tima Nyansa if any Nyansa a bit more to 1 minute. Oh, Nasa Bonisha with Timima. Oh, space out what they're doing. Exactly. And it's exactly what is playing out. Because that is the last thing you should do in this era. Because my culture says with the advent of this new media, then I say for them, you can't control the media anymore. Kevin Taylor and the show is on to Ghana.
That's right.
He's somewhere in the United States of America. But look at how he has penetrated into the Ghanaian media space. Today, his show is the most watched show in the whole of Ghana.
Exactly.
But he's not in Ghana. So you can't control the narrative anymore. What you have to do is to do the right thing so that those reporting
right.
But we need some huru and expect people to say positive things about you. It is no longer about say Ghana na ye imagine as if some nonsense and people and the media no. All the guys you see are all realists. They will just look at the issues and address them because my catcher said today maybe a fine day it's very easy to do comparative analysis. You look elsewhere, look here, you do compare. And Alaska, they will not speak anything good about the government. So government need to set up the fight against corruption. You know, Akufo-Addo has lost it. Abro Bejinaka said, I shall protect the public and the public person. Oh, Wafa no.
Wafa ayira.
Now who public person whatever. Oh, on my car many yen, maybe I had a tensuneni and a ye begging for your friends say clemency. And there was no opportunity to be able to do that. Now, no medicine or catch Britain for the said they should come and pay reparation to Ghana. And so, Papa, I'm saying, be Hano. I'm colonizing, you know. Never be a drew. The same person was out there promoting Ghana beyond aid. Win your joker,
right. Ivan Che Innocence, a researcher and social activist. I don't know what in Ghana. This takes us to 3 minutes to the top of the hour at 4 p.m. We want to know before Memo I'm to promo we draw. Star 274 star 6 hash. Star 274 star 6 hash. Mama Diana 2. Star 274 star 6 hash. Ahuto Sika promo. Osi Denifala. Star 274 star